Have you ever looked through the pages of a notebook, a sketchbook, or a journal? Each page holds a unique creation, a glimpse into the artist's imagination. But what if I told you that this sketchbook holds more than just art? It actually holds the key to understanding our own resilience. Hey, if you're new here, thank you for watching. My name is Brady. I'm an attention artist, and one of the things I love to do is to shift people's attention around in order to create space for new insight so that we can ultimately get out of our own way. First, let me ask you a question. Have you ever found yourself in a spiral of negative thought, really unable to see your own way out? The average person has about 80,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of those are the same thoughts from day to day to day. If we find ourselves in a stressful, low, or just a negative mood, we tend to recycle the same thoughts, creating more of that same negative mood in like a downward spiral where we really feel a lack of resilience. Imagine for a second you're an artist. You're working on a drawing, but you don't like the drawing, and yet you refuse to turn to the next page. The more you work on it, the more you actually don't like it, and yet you're still refusing to turn to the next page and just start completely over. But here's the thing. Just like an artist is only one page away from a totally fresh start, all of us, we're just one thought away from a completely different reality. We're one insight away from a totally different perspective, right? We're just one thought away from something completely shifting and changing the game. Each page in this sketchbook represents a moment of inspiration and a massive spark of creativity. And just like the artist, we have the ability to create something new and fresh and beautiful, profound with just our thoughts. I believe our resilience is ultimately our ability to turn the page, to jump into something new, to embrace that uncertainty of starting over, of having a clean slate. So ultimately, the question becomes, how do we cultivate this resilience? How do we turn the page and start over? I believe the answer lies in the power of insight, and it only takes one. That 1 second where nothing in the physical world changes, but everything looks different. Something shifted upstairs where everything is different. All of a sudden, we're not bound by our past or our circumstances. We're now in the realm of possibilities. And that's the same thing that magic does. It throws us into the realm of possibilities. I believe the answer lies in the power of insight, and it only takes one. That 1 second where nothing in the physical world changes, yet you see everything differently. All of a sudden, you're not bound by your past or your circumstances. You're now thrown into the arena of possibility. And that's ultimately what the next page of the sketchbook does. That's ultimately what magic does, is it puts us in the realm of possibility. And just like an artist can get inspiration from the next blank page, they can get creativity from the next blank page, all that opportunity, we too can find that clarity and wisdom when we start to slow down and notice the spaces in between our thoughts. In these moments of stillness, that's where the insights emerge. And here's the beautiful part. Insight is always within our reach. We're always just one thought, one idea away from a totally different way of seeing the world, a different way of being in the world, a different way of interacting in the world, just one thought away. It's always available to us all the time. We're usually just running so fast we forget about it. We just have to be willing enough to slow down, to turn to the next page of the sketchbook and embrace that opportunity, that freshness, that newness, that little bit of uncertainty. If you appreciate music, slow down enough to notice the space in between the notes. I heard once that the space in between the notes, the pauses, are actually what give the notes their life. And I thought that was very interesting. If you read and you notice the words on the page, slow down enough to notice the negative space, the white on the page. The text will come back over time, but it's just noticing something different, slowing down enough to see something new.